Language learning strategies is a term referring to the processes and actions that are consciously deployed by language learners to help them to learn or use a language more effectively. They have also been defined as thoughts and actions consciously chosen and operationalized by language learners to assist them in carrying out a multiplicity of tasks from the very outset of learning to the most advanced levels of target language performance. Language learning strategies were first introduced to the second language literature in 1975 with research on the good language learner. At the time, it was thought that a better understanding of strategies deployed by successful learners could help inform teachers and students alike of how to teach and learn languages more effectively. Studies conducted by a number of researchers identified the good language learner as the one with the following characteristics. The good language learner is an active learner, monitors language production, practices communicating in the language, uses prior linguistic knowledge, uses various memorization techniques, asks questions for clarification. The cataloging of characteristics of the good language learner made it possible to create instruments for measuring strategies use, and in the 1980s the emphasis moved to classification of language learning strategies. However, the processes did not run smoothly. In 1990, Rebecca Oxford published her landmark book, Language Learning Strategies, What Every Teacher Should Know, which included a strategy inventory for language learning, or SIL, a questionnaire which was used in a great deal of research in the next 2 decades. Still, many researchers disagreed. Controversy over basic issues such as definition and classification kept growing stronger in the late 1990s and early 2000s. Some researchers gave up trying to define the concept in favor of listing essential characteristics. Others abandoned the strategy term in favor of self-regulation. There was a number of studies in this field, and the one we'll focus on is the one conducted in the late 1980s by a group of experts led by Anna Yule Chameau and J. Michael O'Malley. This research culminated in the classification of 3 types of language learning strategies by O'Malley and Chameau in 1999. This classification is the one that is used in the Croatian EFL curriculum. According to O'Malley and Chameau, language learning strategies can be grouped into metacognitive strategies, cognitive strategies, and social affective strategies. Metacognitive strategies involve thinking about or knowledge of the learning process, planning for learning, monitoring learning while it's taking place, and self-evaluation of learning after the task had been completed. Cognitive strategies involve mental manipulation or transformation of materials or tasks, intended to enhance comprehension, acquisition, or retention. Social affective strategies consist of using social interactions to assist in the comprehension, learning, or retention of information. They also involve the mental control over personal affect that interferes with learning. Metacognitive strategies are divided into 3 groups: strategies for planning, monitoring, and evaluation. Metacognitive strategies for planning include advanced organization, organizational planning, selective attention, and self-management. Advanced organization is defined as previewing the main ideas and concepts of a text and identifying the organizing principle. Strategies included are preview, skim, and gist. Organizational planning is defined as planning how to accomplish the learning task and planning the parts and sequence of ideas to express. Strategies included are planning what to do and outlining. Selective attention is defined as attending to keywords, phrases, ideas, linguistic markers, and types of information. Strategies included are listening or reading selectively, scanning, and finding specific information. Self-management is defined as seeking or arranging the conditions that help one learn. Strategies included are planning where, when, and how to study. Metacognitive strategies for monitoring include monitoring comprehension and monitoring production. The names are pretty straightforward. Monitoring comprehension is defined as checking one's comprehension while listening or reading, and the strategies included are thinking while listening and thinking while reading. Monitoring production is defined as checking one's oral or written production while it is taking place. Strategies included are thinking while speaking and thinking while writing. Metacognitive strategies for evaluation include assessment or judging how well one has accomplished a task. Strategies included are checking back, keeping a learning log, and reflecting on what you learned. Cognitive strategies once again involve mental manipulation or transformation of materials or tasks. Using them helps learners enhance comprehension, acquisition, or retention. Resourcing or using reference materials such as dictionaries, encyclopedias, textbooks include using reference materials. Deduction or induction or applying or figuring out a rule to understand a concept or complete a learning task includes using a rule or making one. Grouping or classifying words, terminology, quantities, or concepts according to their attributes includes classifying and constructing graphic organizers. Imagery or using mental or real pictures to learn new information or solve a problem includes visualizing and making a picture. Note-taking or writing down keywords and concepts in abbreviated verbal, graphic, or numerical form includes taking notes on idea maps, tier lists, semantic webs, etc. Auditory representation or replaying mentally a word, phrase, or a piece of information includes using your mental tape recorder and hearing it again. Elaboration of prior knowledge or relating new to known information and making personal association includes using what you know, using background knowledge, and making analogies. Making inferences or predicting or using information in an oral or written text to guess meanings of new items or predict information to come includes using context clues, guessing from context, and anticipating. Summarizing or making a mental, written, or oral summary of information gained from listening or reading includes saying or writing the main idea. Substitution or using a synonym, a related term, descriptive phrase when the exact word cannot be recalled includes paraphrasing, circumlocution. Social effective strategies, as it has been said before, consist of using social interactions to assist in the comprehension, learning, or retention of information. They also involve the mental control of a personal effect that interferes with learning. They include questioning for clarification, cooperation, and self-talk. Questioning for clarification or getting additional explanation or verification from a teacher or other expert or a peer includes simple but powerful asking questions. Cooperation or working with peers to complete a task, pool information, solve a problem, or get feedback includes cooperation, working with classmates, and coaching each other. Finally, self-talk as a way of reducing anxiety by improving one's sense of competence includes two strategies: thinking positive and talking yourself through it. These are the language learning strategies Croatian students should master through their primary and secondary education.